Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Great to have you here. Jimmy Carter and the Costs of the One-Term Presidency examines the unique challenges and legacy of Jimmy Carter, the 39th President of the United States, who served from 1977 to 1981. The book, written by Burton I. Kaufman and Scott Kaufman, provides an in-depth analysis of Carter's presidency, focusing on his successes, failures, and the factors that contributed to his single term in office. It also explores the broader implications of one-term presidencies in American politics. Carter's background and rise to power. Jimmy Carter, a former peanut farmer and governor of Georgia, emerged as a political outsider during the 1976 presidential election. His campaign emphasized honesty, morality, and a commitment to reform, resonating with voters disillusioned by the Watergate scandal and the Vietnam War. Carter's rise symbolized a rejection of the political establishment and a desire for a fresh approach to governance. However, his lack of strong ties to Washington politics would later contribute to his challenges in managing Congress and building coalitions. Domestic policy and challenges. Carter's presidency was marked by ambitious domestic goals, including energy reform, deregulation, and environmental protection. His administration introduced the National Energy Act, aimed at reducing American dependence on foreign oil. However, these efforts often faced opposition from Congress, including members of his own party, who found Carter's technocratic and detail-oriented style difficult to work with. Inflation, high unemployment, and economic stagnation, collectively known as stagflation, dominated Carter's term. Despite attempts to address these issues through fiscal restraint and monetary policy, economic conditions worsened, eroding public confidence. His administration's inability to control inflation, coupled with a growing perception of leadership ineffectiveness, became a major liability. Foreign policy achievements and setbacks. Carter's foreign policy focused on human rights, peace, and diplomacy. His most notable achievement was the Camp David Accords, which facilitated a peace treaty between Egypt and Israel. This landmark agreement demonstrated Carter's commitment to resolving complex international conflicts through negotiation. However, other aspects of his foreign policy were less successful. The Iranian Revolution in 1979 led to the overthrow of the US-backed Shah and the subsequent hostage crisis, in which 52 American diplomats and citizens were held captive for 444 days. Carter's inability to secure their release, despite extensive efforts, highlighted his administration's vulnerabilities and diminished his standing both domestically and internationally. Additionally, the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in 1979 undermined Carter's détente efforts and led to a renewed Cold War posture, including the U.S. boycott of the 1980 Moscow Olympics. Leadership style and public perception. Carter's leadership style was marked by a hands-on approach and a commitment to principle over pragmatism. While this appealed to some, it alienated others, particularly in Congress, where his lack of political maneuvering skills limited his ability to build effective alliances. His moralistic tone and focus on long-term challenges, such as energy and environmental issues, often clashed with the immediate concerns of voters. Public perception of Carter suffered from a series of crises, including the energy shortages and the malaise speech, in which he appeared to blame Americans for the nation's problems. While he sought to inspire collective action, many interpreted his message as pessimistic and disconnected from their realities. Legacy and the costs of a one-term presidency. Carter's defeat by Ronald Reagan in the 1980 election reflected widespread dissatisfaction with his leadership. However, his post-presidency has significantly shaped his legacy. Carter's work with Habitat for Humanity, his humanitarian efforts, and his advocacy for human rights have earned him respect as a global statesman. The book argues that Carter's one-term presidency underscores the difficulties of governing during times of economic and geopolitical turbulence. It highlights the tension between moral leadership and political pragmatism, and examines the institutional challenges faced by presidents with limited political capital. Ultimately, Carter's administration serves as a case study in the limitations of presidential power and the enduring consequences of leadership decisions. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.